1. Yesterday we graphed in slope-intercept. What? Wait a minute. You need me to pause the video a second? 1. All right. So today we're going to do the backwards of what we did yesterday, essentially. Yesterday we had the equation and we graphed the line. Today we're going to be given either the line or 2 points on the line, and we're going to write the equation from that, okay? So a couple things when I'm in slope-intercept form. What's slope-intercept form look like?
Y equals mx plus b.
And so I need two values, right?
Yes.
What values? A slope and a y-intercept. Tell me how you find a slope.
It's the m.
Yes. How do you find it though?
It's not on the...
If I gave you a line or I gave you 2 points, how do you find the slope? I could look at the rise over the run. What else could I do though?
You can look at the points and
Yes.
x1, y1.
That's exactly right. I could do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Okay? Remember we did that slope and rate of change? See why this really goes with those couple sections we just did? Just kind of flows with it. All right, so that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on trying to find the slope. You're awful quiet today, George. I'm not complaining or anything, but you okay?
It was just
You
chilling.
good? Do your homework tonight?
My nerves are calm.
Your nerves are calm?
Nuh-uh, he hit me.
All right.
with that.
All right, so let me show you what we're going to do. Let's say I told you that I have this line that passes through the point 2, 1 and has a slope of 3. And I said, write the equation of that line in slope-intercept form. And I'll give you a second to copy what I got so we are all together here. Hey, CJ. Tell me what you know. Did I scare you, David?
No.
Just jump, like, all of a sudden. All right, so tell me what you know. Tell me what you got. CJ, you said you wanted to tell us. Tell us what you got. Remember that slope-intercept form, I said I needed 2 things, right? What 2 things did I say I needed? The slope and the y-intercept. Do I have either one of those right now? Yeah, I got the slope, right? Look at the problem. The original problem gave me the slope. I can go ahead and stick that in the equation because it's there. It gave it to me, right? That is which variable? M. So right now I have y equals 3x plus b. All right? So plug in what you know. Plug in what you got and what you can do. Well, here's the problem. The problem is, remember, the y-intercept is where x equals 0, right? I don't have a graph right now. I could graph that and I could do the slope, but I really don't want to have to do all that. Can anybody think of a way that I could find out what b is without graphing?
No. I have no.
Add what? Add 2 and y. I think you're kind of, think about this. You're given something else. What are you given?
2 points.
Another point, right? Here's where you really got to kind of think about it, and it'll make sense. I could just tell you what to do, but I want you to understand why you do what you do. If you have an equation, and you've graphed that line, right? What's true about every point on that line? In other words, let's say I have this line y equals x plus 1. Up 1 over 1. So this point is 1, 1. Do you agree?
No. Wait, what? Oh, it's
Yeah. Oh, 1, 2. I'm sorry, 1, 2. You're right. What happens if I plugged in this for my x and this for my y in this equation?
2 equals 1 plus 1.
2 equals 1 plus 1. 2 equals 2. That makes it true, right? Does that work for every single point on the line?
Yes.
I hear yes and I hear no. Try another one. Go up 1 over 1, and I'd be at the point 2, 3. Does 2, 3 work? Because what you're doing is you're graphing all the solutions when you graph the line, right? Every point on the line is a solution. So if you think about it like that, why don't I plug this point into this equation to find out what B is? Y'all look at me like, what? All right, look. If this point is on this line, I can plug it in for x and y. So I can say 1 equals 3 times 2 plus b. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that I can do that? Agree with it because you can.
Yes.
You can plug any point on that line, you can plug into that equation, and it will make it true. Okay? The only thing is, I don't know what b is, but if I plug that point in, I can solve for b. Plug in point and solve for b. So if you look at this and I'm trying to solve this for b, I've got 1 equals 6 plus b. What do you think b equals? That's exactly right. -5. Remember what I said I needed to start with? I needed a slope and a y-intercept. Now I have both of them. So what is the final equation? Plus -5 minus 5, same thing, right? This one was kind of easy because it gave me the slope. I didn't actually have to calculate it. But once you get this pattern down, it's all pretty easy, all right? All right, so each time, let me give you the 2 steps that we're going to do. I'm going to do another one. Steps to write your equation. The first thing you want to do is find the slope if you can. It may be given to you. You may have to calculate it. Okay, you may have 2 points. But remember to find slope, if it's not given, it's y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. After you find that, you're going to plug in plug in m for your equation. Remember that was mx plus b. So we didn't have to actually calculate it on the one we just did. It was given to us. So we just plugged it into the equation. Good morning. Does that make sense? So the problem earlier said, write an equation in slope-intercept form that passes through 2, 1 with a slope of 3. I didn't have to, I already had the slope. It was 3. So then I plugged it in for m. If they don't give it to you, you might have to calculate it this way. Okay? All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to use a point to plug in. That point that we have is going to be our x and our y in this equation. Here's x and here's y. Then we can solve for b. If you don't like, well, write it anyway. I like to sometimes have a step chart. It helps me as I go through to practice the problems until I learn how to do it on my own. And then our last step will be to write the equation. So we're going to use these steps and do another example. Y'all ready? All right. Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that goes through the point -2, 5 and has a slope, Patrick put that up, of 3. Actually, let's do a different slope. Well, let's do a different slope. Let's do a slope of -1. All right, so my first step in those steps that I just gave you said to find the slope. Lucky me, I don't have to find the slope because it's been given to me, right? The slope is -1. So my equation already starts out, that's right, -1x plus b, right? Now my problem is b. I need a b in the equation, okay? The x and the y are going to stay in the end, but I can't leave b there. I have to find out what it equals. Okay, so take the point they give you. Let this be x and this be y. Okay, so 5 equals -1 times what? Plus b. Plus b. Y is 5. Okay. -1 times -2 is what? +2. Remember, a negative times a negative
Equals a positive.
is a positive. And now what do? I move the 2. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do one where we have to find the slope. All right, what's the equation? I'm not done. What's the equation? Good job, y'all. All right, I'm gonna throw as Xavier likes to say, I'm gonna throw a kink in it a little bit. Y'all ready? Tanner, put that away, please. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that goes through the points 3, 1 and 2, 4.
Should write a graph or,
Write an equation of the line that goes through those 2 points. This one's a little different because I'm not giving you the slope. I'm making you work for the slope.
Yeah, I'll work.
Isn't this the Y?
I'll work for paying money.
That's exactly right. So my first step is still the same, but I don't have an M to plug in. So instead of plugging in, I have to find out what it is to start with. Okay. And Ariana, you're absolutely right. To do that, that's where I do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Several of you asked me, you said you were getting them flipped around and what was going on. You gotta make sure y stays on the top. Remember, it's rise over run. Okay, so it's got to be y's up top. All right, what's 1 minus 4? -3. What's 3 minus 2? 1. So -3 is the slope.
Oh.
Now I'm back to what I started with, right? There's problems that we're good at. Given a point and a slope, write the equation of the line. Let me ask you this. Does it matter which point I use?
No, because
But you're exactly right. Good job. Both of them are solutions, so it does not matter which point you use. You're still going to come back to the same equation. Okay? Use whichever one looks the best to you that day. If there's negatives in either one of them, I'd stay with the positive ones. That's just me. So which one you want to use? 3 and 1. I probably use 3 and 1 too. You can use 2 and 4. It's not wrong. David. Why are you playing with your shoes? You don't understand what, CJ? I'm going to let this be X and this be Y. And I will do it with the other one if you want me to and show you that it comes out to be the same thing. Let me do this one and then I'll let you do one. All right, Y is 1. Does everybody see what I'm plugging in where?
Set up a graph right
Mm-mm.
there.
So 1 equals negative 9 plus B. What does B equal? 10. If I add 9 to both sides, I get 10 equals B. What is my equation? Michael, put that away, please. What is my equation?
I get it.
Is it a negative?
Yes. Yes. That's what I have. What are y'all talking about?
It's a negative.
Yeah, it's negative. Tell me what you think. I hear it's easy. On your test, yes, you'll be graphing. Not tonight. Tonight is just about the equation.